Camagwini, welcome. Hi. I hope you guys are doing well. Hope you guys are taking care of yourselves. This is Gogo Kwakhanya, and I welcome you to your safe space, your healing space. So, guys, today we're going to be doing a reflection diary. It has been forever since we have done one, and there's just a lot of things that I've just been reflecting on. It's just that I haven't had much of the energy, the drive. Personally, I just haven't been feeling in it to create a reflection diary, but I'm back and I'm here to talk about my experiences, because this is a healing journey. It never ends. It never ends. So there'll always be something to reflect upon. There'll always be something in which I've learned in that I would like to share with you guys, because we're constant learners. We're lifelong learners. Learning never ends, and since it never ends, it doesn't end with me. There's always something in which we can take from someone else as well. So today's reflection diary is going to be about time anxiety. So time anxiety, this is something that I actually learned about a while ago, but when I learned about it, it didn't really click. It didn't feel personal until recently, when I was just sitting with myself. I'm in my early 20s. I'm in my early 20s. I'm young. I'm supposed to be experiencing life. I'm supposed to be living. I'm supposed to be enjoying. I'm supposed to be going out. I'm supposed to be doing the most, But I often find myself finding it difficult to do that. Like, I find it extremely difficult to just do something fun, do something other 20-year-olds are doing, do something that that I want to do. I want to go out, I want to have fun, I want to go on dates and all that stuff like that. But half of the time I stop myself in my tracks, because all of a sudden I just start getting this sudden anxiety that I just don't understand. It's like, oh my gosh, like, I'm wasting my time. I'm wasting my time doing this fun stuff. I'm wasting my time living my life as a youthful person in the early 20s. It's like I'm really wasting my time. It's like I could be doing something more important. I could be doing something that I'm going to look at 5 years later on. I could be doing something meaningful. And it makes it really difficult for me to say yes to anything that's about fun, anything that's about living my life as a young person. And for me, that it started, I realized that it was becoming a pattern. And since it's becoming a pattern, I was just like, no, I need to fix this, because I'm going to be someone who later on in life, I'm going to have regrets. I'm going to feel like I've just not lived. I've not experienced life. I've just not done anything. I've always had my eye on the prize. I've always had my eye on my goals. Yes, my eyes are definitely there all the time, but I realized that I lack balance. I lack the ability to balance life without, feeling guilty about doing something else. I literally feel so guilty when I'm spending way too much time having fun. Too much time, by the way. It's too much. It's like, it's not even that much. But when I'm spending time having fun, when I'm spending time doing something that's lighthearted, something that I can, that's probably meaningless. It's meaningless, but it's fun. It's fun. It's fun. I'm living my life. We can't always be serious. We can't always be doing things that are, so straight, so, goal orientated and so forth. There's nothing wrong with just experiencing life and just going with it. But it really is something like I'm really struggling with doing, Like when someone is like, oh, let's do this, like, can I invite you to, you know, we hosting this and this, like, come through or whatever. And I'm just like, I agree, because I want to go. I genuinely want to go. I agree, I want to go. I want to have fun. It sounds really exciting in the moment. And then leading up to, few days before then, or on the day, all of a sudden the anxiety literally just cripples me. And I'm just like, I can't go. Like, I can't go. I can't do this, because, this is not in alignment with my future. I've got bigger plans. I've got bigger plans, I've got bigger things to do, and this is just a waste of time. And you know what? It's not a waste of time. It's not a waste of time, because you know what? I'm finding balance. Like, how am I supposed to be pursuing everything that I want to pursue if I can't let my head loose every now and then and have fun and, seek that balance? Because I will burn out, and I do burn out, because I'm constantly like this. I'm constantly about getting what I want, going for what I want, achieving my goals, and so forth. That's me. That's where my head's at 24/7. And anything that is not about that is automatically just a no. No thanks. And I'm just like, no. And it just causes me so much anxiety to just live my life. And what I've just been trying to do, actually, what I've been trying to do is almost like set like a weekly schedule of every single thing that I'm going to do. But the one thing I have a problem with about setting a weekly schedule, this is what I'm doing at this time, by the end of the week, this is what I should have achieved, this is what I should have done. It's almost like I'm earning my fun. I'm earning, when I do get to go out and live my best youthful life, doing things that are stupid and fun and laid back. So when I do get to do that stuff, it's like I feel at ease, because I've done the things that I said I wanted to do for the week. I have achieved my goal for the week, and usually, because I always want to see the bigger picture, so I take in the whole chunk. I take the whole chunk of my goals, and I want to see the bigger picture. I don't break it down, and because of that, I get so time anxious. Like, time is not on my side. I need to do this. Time is not on my side. I'm getting old. Time is not on my side. I'm gonna be 30 and I wouldn't have achieved all my goals before then. Time is not on my side. Life is ending. Time is just moving so quickly, and I just don't have control over what's happening around me. I don't have control over my life. So I don't have control over time, so I try to control that by jotting down everything that I need to achieve by the end of the week. And when I jot down everything that I need to achieve by the week, number one, I'm breaking down the bigger picture. I'm breaking down the bigger picture of my goals and what I would like to achieve by the end of the year, or in a few years' time. I'm breaking that down into smaller, more manageable tasks, and which won't overwhelm me later on. I won't be thinking, I'm gonna be a billionaire. I'm gonna be a billionaire today, tomorrow, so everything, I must not sleep because of that. I want to be a billionaire. So, like, just breaking it down, it eases my anxiety about time just constantly moving so quickly. And sooner than I know it, I'll be 30, and I just won't have anything to show for all this time, that I've been on this earth. It's like a serious anxiety that I have, and it really does get in the way of me just living my life and experiencing life fully, 100%, because everything else really does feel like it's wasting my time. So when I do break it down like that, I'm more at ease. It really does calm me down, because I have control over what I do get done and what I don't get done. and I know that the next week we are tackling something else, we're tackling something new differently. And my weekends, my time, when I do have time, it's time for me to just let loose, have fun, because I've done the work to make sure that I do achieve my goals at the end of the day. But that being said, what I also noticed about trying to, control how everything goes, setting a schedule, it's a good thing. Definitely, I believe it's a good thing. It's been working out for me. Like, I'm less anxious, I feel a whole lot better. And I do feel a lot better. But I just realized that, I do tend to have some control issues a bit. And my control issues are just, they come across in when it comes to certain things. Like, there's certain times where you're not feeling good, or you're just, the days where you have off days, you're tired, you're just not into it, you're not feeling it, you're feeling kind of lazy today. And on those days, like, when I don't achieve the things that I've set for myself for that day, like, it's like I just get really frustrated, I get really agitated and anxious, like the world is falling apart. Like, I'm really dramatic, I'm not going to lie and pretend that I'm not. As calm as I am dramatic when it comes to my personal life, my personal achievements, and what I want to see for myself. I do get dramatic about that, but everything else I'm not that dramatic about. But definitely, like, scheduling everything makes me even more of a control freak about my life, which is something that I'm trying to stay away from. Because when I don't achieve what I'm supposed to achieve for the day, for example, it's like I've lost it. I've literally just lost it. And I get frustrated, like, really badly. Like, I get frustrated really badly. And because of that, I do project, which is something that's not nice for someone else who is, people who do stay with me, because they're experiencing this projection and they just don't understand, like, oh my gosh, what did I do now? Like, why is this, like, person just being so frustrated and taking that frustration, taking it out on me? And this isn't the first time I noticed that, I do struggle with some control issues a bit. Because, my mom and I are very close. We are tied 2 peas in a pod. Like, we're best friends. We talk about everything and anything. So last year, during the whole period where I was waking up to myself and who I am, it really got to a point where, I became a very, angry person. It sounds so crazy to say that I was an angry person, because being angry isn't necessarily my thing. Like, I'm really super chilled to be angry half of the time. Like, it does happen, but it really takes a lot for me to get there. So I remember how, obviously, I've set out my schedule. I've set out my schedule for today. I'm doing this at this time, I'm doing this, I'm taking a break at this time, I'm doing this and this. By the end of the week, I should have done this. Let's say by the end of the week, I should have done 5 chapters, 1 chapter per day. If I haven't done a chapter a day, I'm frustrated, I'm annoyed, because now it's delaying me for the whole week. It has delayed me for the whole week, so my mom, being someone who is slightly more chilled in that regard, not a control freak like I am. So, like, we just got into, like, a slight argument, and and she just made me realize that I started, like, controlling, without being aware of it, expecting what I would expect from myself and other people. What I mean by that is that I started expecting her as well to live the way that I do, to set out a schedule. Let's say she's supposed to be she's supposed to be somewhere at 8 o'clock, and she wakes up at 8:30, I'd get angry, I'd get upset, like, why are you waking up at 8 when you're supposed to be somewhere at 8:30? Like, when have you gotten ready? When have you done this? When have you did this? So it really did start pouring into other people as well, and it seemed as if, like, I was expecting perfection out of them, and I was trying to control them. Like, you should have done it this way. In fact, like, you should have woken up at this time, and by that time you would have been done with this, and you would have been doing this and that, so that at 8 o'clock you're leaving the house. It really became, I really did become that type of person. So, and that made me realize that, I'm not only expecting these things, I'm not only pressurizing myself and expecting myself to stick to these time limits that I've set for myself, these goals that I've set for myself for the week, for the day, only on myself, but I'm also doing that on other people as well. I'm expecting the same from them as well. It's almost like I am, the blueprint of everything. I am the perfect person, the perfect example. I'm the perfect example of how things should be going. Like, oh my gosh, my ego was really, I realized, like, my ego is really in charge in those moments, because, like, how dare I idolize myself as being this perfect being who could make sure that everything is going according to plan, everything is as is it should be. How dare I be, be the person in which I compare everyone else to. Am I God? Surely not. So after that, like, she confronted me, obviously, parents love her though. So she confronted me about it, and it really did make me realize that I'm not only doing that towards myself, I'm not only being anxious about time in my own life, but I'm also projecting that in other people's lives. Like, you should be doing this by now, you should have done this. Like, what is going on? Like, you're making me anxious, I'm already anxious, now you're making me anxious. And and my ego has really made me idolize myself as this perfect being who really has their stuff together all the time, and I expect everyone else to be as perfect. No, sorry. So it's something that I've reflected on, something that I'm trying to work on. Definitely I'm trying to work on, to just let go of control a bit. Let go of control, be easygoing, not easily. And I believe, like, I've definitely gotten better in terms of not expecting people to do things the way that I do them, not expecting people to express themselves the way I express myself, and not expecting others to live the same way that I do. Some people are definitely way more easygoing. People are definitely, we're all different, we're more unique, and but we also have our faults. And I realized that my fault is definitely being a control freak. Being a control freak who wants things done a certain way, and by certain way, done the way I want them. Done the way that I want them, and also being really time anxious in the same time by trying to control everything so that I'm not losing any time. Everything is in alignment, everything is going according to plan, everything is going the way it's supposed to be. And it's such a it can be a good trait, because it does keep you accountable to everything that you're supposed to be doing when you're supposed to be doing it. But it can be a negative trait as well, because you're not flexible, you're not someone who can easily adjust in certain situations. And I believe life really is an unpredictable thing, an experience. So adaptability is what is needed, flexibility is what is needed, because you just never know what life is going to throw at you. And if you're someone who is so uptight and holding on to trying to control everything, when faced with things that you cannot control, it's easy to lose it. It's easy to go into a dark hole. It's easy to feel as if you have failed, when in fact life has just been doing what life usually does, and that's usually just throwing a curveball at you, as it usually does, and it's nothing personal. you know it doesn't have to be something negative, but it can be something that encourages you to find another solution, to find another route to get into where you want to be. It teaches you to be flexible. It teaches you to be malleable. It teaches you to be, someone who is open-minded to different views, different situations, different people. It teaches you to be human above all things, because we're not robots. We're not computers. We're not, we're not technology. We're not robots, please. So we cannot expect ourselves to behave as if we are, but we can expect a level of accountability and control over the things that we can control, and let go of control of things that we cannot control. Time is definitely always going to be moving. That I have no control over, but what I do have control over is how I deal with that, how I deal with time constantly moving. Like, what am I doing with my time right now? How am I finding the balance between achieving my goals as well as enjoying my youth? I'm still trying to figure out how I'm going to try and balance out the two, but I definitely think the answer lies in letting go of control. Because today, I could possibly reach my goals today, just like that. That's life. Or it could, maybe I could be slaving off for 10 years and nothing could show of my efforts. But what would I have missed? I literally would have missed living my life, being present in the moment, in the now. I would have missed out on that, and that is also important. So I am trying to be more mindful whenever those anxious feelings come in and I just don't understand what is going on. I'm finding it difficult. Like, I'm very conflicted in those moments. I want to, but I can't. So I start, like, I'm trying to challenge the reasons why I can't, because when you look into it, it's the reasonable things that are making you believe why you cannot. But when you actually take a deep look at it, it's just, your mind playing tricks on you, your fear playing tricks on you, and you need to remind your fear that you're in charge. You know what I mean? So that was today's reflection diary, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this reflection diary, and I hope it will inspire you to also reflect. Take the time off, sit with yourself, unpack yourself, and discover what is it that's actually standing in your way from living life, experiencing life, being present, and being so in tune with who you are, what you want for yourself, and where you are currently. And it's going to be a very difficult task, definitely, but you're going to walk out feeling a lot more in charge and present at the same time. And that's what we're looking for. That's the balance we're looking for. So I pray that you'll continue to treat this as your safe space where you can just unwind, learn, reflect, heal, do the most. So guys, please do like, share, subscribe, and turn on those notification bells for more videos. Love and light.